Good morning, dearest furry America. This is not the conversation I was expecting to have this morning, but the past several days, I'm sure you've all heard of the latest and greatest furry drama. Um, Kero the Wolf has come under some serious accusations, and evidence, or should I say, circumstantial evidence, is still coming out by the daily. Um, Basically, initially, a lot of people had automatically believed that Kero the Wolf was guilty of some pretty egregious acts, among which has been zoophilia, necrophilia, and various other unmentionables, given the fact that various chat logs and certain material has come out about on the internet. And the one binding, actually, I shouldn't say one binding, several binding pieces of information linked Kero the Wolf supposedly to these crimes. And we're not even entirely sure if Kero the Wolf is guilty or innocent. There is no concrete proof either condemning him or exonerating him of these allegations. It is purely in the realm of public opinion. And, I have to say, given the fact that these are some very serious allegations levied against him, I think that that would merit some very serious foresight and thought and consideration as to whether or not he is truly guilty. Now, I've been compiling a sort of video, and I just wanted to sort of make mention that I haven't been ignoring this. I am definitely aware. It was kind of hard to ignore considering the fact that Kero the Wolf, ironically, is the individual that, announced this publicly to begin with. Technically, it all started about 4 days ago when Kero the Wolf made a Twitter post basically stating that his Telegram had been hacked. As you all know, Telegram is relatively hard but not impossible to hack an account. And what was strange about the screenshot that he posted. Number one, it's strange that he not only posted a screenshot but also announced that he had been hacked right before any allegations had surfaced that he was guilty of certain past acts that, would condemn him. Now, I'm concerned in many different regards. I am concerned because the furry fandom, rather than weigh the evidence against him, automatically jumped on the bandwagon of hate on Kero. Let's condemn him, let's railroad him, let's call him out immediately. So you saw a rash of videos over the past few days that basically jumped on the bandwagon of let's all hate on Kero. He is definitely guilty of all of this. He doesn't deserve the second, thought or the light of day. Let's all just, assume he's guilty. And obviously that's not how number one, that's not how the legal system works. Number two, that shouldn't be how we all operate as a fandom. So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that I'm not automatically trying to dismiss any of the claims against him. At the same time, I'm not saying that he should be counted as innocent automatically. But, the whole premise behind innocent till proven guilty still holds true here. And I think that, as more information comes out, we can definitely sort of sit back and just review everything as it becomes available and decide for ourselves whether or not he's guilty or innocent. Me personally, I think it's starting to look like he's guilty, but again, that is my personal opinion, not substantiated by the facts, because the facts, quote unquote, sort of there's definitely a back and forth here. Certain tidbits of information that have been cherry picked would lead you to believe that Kero is guilty, but at the same time, some of these can very easily be discredited. So, it can't be denied that it makes him look very bad at the end of the day, but at the same time, you have to sort of hold out the hope that, he could be innocent in all this. And personally, I'd rather he be innocent than he be guilty. I don't want to be proven right on this. But, it's not beyond the suspension of disbelief. And I guess the one thing that bothers me the most isn't the fact that, like, Kero's being, accused of all this. Regardless of whether Kero is innocent or guilty, if he's proven innocent, fact of the matter remains that all this material is real. That this all actually happened. That we have photographic and visual evidence to support that various individuals were engaging in very unspeakable acts. And I'm not even going to get into, some of the things I saw over the past few days. Now, as to whether or not Kero is, definitely culpable in all this, my issue with Kero right now is that his responses to the allegations have not been that of an innocent man. And again, he could be short-sighted and ignorant, or he can be just, in a state of panic. I know, I probably wouldn't feel too comfortable if some of these accusations were levied against me, but at the same time, you have to wonder. I would imagine if I was in his shoes, I'd be sort of asking the community, why would you think I'd be guilty of all this? As opposed to, hey, you're all stupid for believing any of this. These were all fake. I'm threatening you all with defamation and libel lawsuits. It's just very strange, But again, I'm going to mention this in further detail when I actually compile a decent video that sort of sheds light on some of the ins and outs of this curious case of Kero the Wolf. And hopefully, as a fandom, we can move on, because nobody likes it when these sorts of things sort of surface, makes the rest of us look incredibly bad. That's the reason why 4chan, Kiwi Farms, and various other places hate on furries, and it's pretty noticeable at the end of the day. Anyway, hope this didn't ruin your day. I didn't want to get into the unpleasantries of what actually went on with Kero, or supposedly went on with Kero, but we can all rest assured that certain people are doing their best to either exonerate or prove Kero's guilt. But yeah, before I cut this video short, I just wanted to say that I find it very unfortunate that so many people would just jump on the bandwagon of hating on Kero, just condemning him without even weighing the evidence levied against him, And I see this more often, mostly with social media like Twitter, but people seem to just like bringing somebody else down, regardless of who they are and what they've done, or allegedly have done in this case. And I have to say, as a fandom, I've been noticing that behavior more and more, especially ever since the 2016 election, that rather than weigh the evidence or objective facts in a more, I guess, impartial manner, people are very quick to believe certain claims on the internet and just jump on the, bandwagon, as it were. But hey, rest assured that the furry fandom does not embody the bad acts of the people that were in the chat room from which the logs were, originated from. And that we will get beyond this, at the end of the day. That this is not who we are. And we can get better from this, but, right now, I think the best thing that I can ask of you all is to not automatically just, assume he's guilty or innocent. Just let the facts speak for themselves, and if there is no real evidence here, move on with your lives. Anyway, till next time, guys, take care and peace. This is going to be a doozy.